Hi, welcome to Harley Classics, and it's the first video of January 2024. Just a quick update of what we've been up to. We've obviously been off for our Christmas break, which was a bit shorter than intended. Work-wise, we were on call with a maintenance job, so we had a couple of call-outs over Christmas, a couple of fences, a couple of windows to bore up. The usual stuff that happens when people break up for Christmas or any break anyway. Refurbishment house, that's finished. So we're out there looking for another project, out there looking for another house. That's the next step. So vehicle wise, we've been pretty busy with modern vans and classic cars, picking up and dropping off all over the country. We're nipping up to Scotland this morning, up to Glasgow to pick a van up. It's not an old van, but what I am doing is, a guy contacted us the other day. He has a Bedford HC van, the same as the 1938 one we have for sale. He saw a picture of it for sale and he noticed it had two wheels, spare wheels. So he said, hey, will you sell us a spare wheel? So I'm going to sell him a spare wheel, if it'll help him. I mean, the monetary side of it's neither here nor there, to be fair. But there's two spare wheels there. The van won't need two spare wheels, so if it helps somebody else out, you know, so be it. So there you are. So Scotland, Glasgow, here we come.
We're on our way to Scotland on the M74, and the conditions are absolutely horrific. The rain's been horrendous, and if you look outside, you'll see white stuff, snow. There's actually a snow plough ploughing the outside lane. Quite bizarre because it's absolutely pouring down and there's still snow on the ground. So, snow plough. So we're about 50 miles away from picking this van up, and I can't believe we're in a snow blizzard. It's nuts.
Right, where are we at? I'll tell you where we are. Yesterday I picked a little Corsa van up from Scotland. Little Corsa, what are they called? 40 or something. Just took it off a truck, and I'm going to show you the little van. Anybody wanting a cheap, low mileage, and I mean low mileage, 30,000 mile van, maybe just to chuck your dog in the back, or you know, just to go to work in, but you want something better than, you know, your bog standard basic van. This is a nice little thing. I'll flip the camera around and show you. Right, so there you have it, in blue. What crabs it a little bit is it's got a bit of damage on all the wheels. But what I'll do, I'll put this up for sale either as it is, or we'll get the wheels done. I'll just show you inside. I haven't cleaned, it hasn't been valeted or anything. Look at the seats, like a sport seat. Once it clean, it's got a bit of rubbish on it here and there. But the dashboard, really nice door cards. And in the back, there's a little bit more room than you think. You don't think they're as big as that. Quite roomy, isn't it? Oh, it's lined out in the back. It's got a spare wheel. Yep, it's got a spare wheel down there. Tidy thing. I mean, 30,000 miles. It's done absolutely nothing. Yeah. 31,300 and something miles. But inside, the interior is lovely. Look at, there's no wear on that bolster or anything. No wear on the steering wheel. Just a nice little thing. Nice little van. So like I say, anybody wanting a van, it's a 17 plate. 17 plate. Anybody want a little van a bit different to see, you know, your Transit Connect or something, a little sporty van, there you are. Come and give us a shout. Yeah, so there's another van at the sales stock. Where also we were classic cars. Classic cars, yeah. I'm going away tomorrow down to Bewley to have a look at the car. I'm not going to tell you where it is until I've looked around the car. I'll try and do a little video of it and show you bits and bobs on it. Interesting little car. One or two inquiries on the sales front, but again, it's a little bit slow. It's the time of year. Nobody's going to buy a sports car in the rain, are they? You know what I mean? Although I think it's a good time to buy one because you get a good deal. We were happy enough to get the Land Rover away before Christmas. Although, to be fair, I would have been just as happy to keep it, because where do you find them? Do you know what I mean? I might look from now for another year to find a car as clean as that, you know what I mean? Yeah, there's plenty of cars out there, there's plenty of this out there, but they're not. It's like the other day somebody said to us, I'm don't want to waffle on, but the other day somebody said to us, why are you selling vans? There's thousands of vans out there, you know. Van prices are dropping. There's loads of vans. There is loads of vans, and I'll tell you why there's loads of vans. Because when COVID was on, the lease companies couldn't get the new vans. So instead of the vans being on a 3-year lease, they'll have been on a 4 or a 5-year lease. So the vans, when they are coming off now, at 4 or 5 year old, have got mega miles on. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going round and I'm looking for vans with really, really low mileage on. Yeah, there'll be a little bit more than the one with high mileage, but they've got to be, haven't they? Those who watch my videos know I bought another potential veteran car at an auction, and I also bought a load of spares. Did a bit of research on the internet, Facebook and all the social media sites, and I found the guy who actually took the car out of its resting place with a load of parts to the auction. And I also found out that he'd bought the rest of the guy's collection, which was I think 4 Model Ts, but he'd also took a load of Holman parts as well. So I don't know what the idea was there. I don't know whether he was going to restore a Holman himself or what, I don't know. But anyway, I got in touch with him. He seemed amicable enough. Bought them off him, probably paid a bit more than I wanted to pay because I don't know whether I'll need them or not, but if you do need them, I know they'll cost more than what I have paid. So we're going to pick them up. And that's down Somerset way. So that'll be a day trip.
So today we're currently heading down the road towards just near Bristol to pick up some parts for the 1904 Holman. See what we've got when we get down there. Just down Bristol now, we've just collected the parts for the Holman, and there, van full of parts. There's an engine hidden behind them blankets, but we don't have nothing around, so yeah. On the way back to Durham.
I'm on my travels again. It's early this morning, something like 10 to 5 or something. You might notice I've got something on the truck. It's the first sale of the year. I'm going to spin the camera around, show you. The Bedford HC. A lovely, lovely little van, that. Absolutely stunning little van. And it's off to its new owner. Let's see. We haven't had this one in that long. We've had a few inquiries. You get a few chances bidding your silly money on stuff. This guy seems genuine enough. So that's part 1 of the journey. So I say part 1 of the journey because this journey today, I'm crying. It's the water. It's the journey's in 2 parts. We're actually going down to Worcester way, Bristol way, Bath way, somewhere like that. Drop this Bedford off, and then we're going to shoot down. I say shoot down, it's the other end of the country. Shoot down to East Sussex way, down that way on somewhere not too far away from Brighton, I don't think. and pick another little car up, which we'll video and show you. I'm not going to give anything away on the car, but let's just say this is a 1938, and the one I'm picking up is a chunk older than that, so you can guess what kind of car it'll be, you know, what kind of style. Anyway, what else is happening? Went back to work yesterday. We had a couple of hot box gangs on for the tarmac, so I went back yesterday and everybody was saying to us when they got to the yard, "Oh, what year were you for?" Well, the reason was because Patrick, he drew the short straw and he went down to Somerset yesterday, set off early, 4 o'clock or something, he was away. Him and Ellie, they went down there, picked a load of parts up for the Holman. Bit of a long story here, so I'm not going to waffle on too much. But I bought the car in the auction with a load of parts that I thought was the only parts that came with the car. Cut long story short, I was browsing through Facebook, and lo and behold, somebody had some Holman parts for sale. With us not having the car dated, I thought, well, if these parts are off that car, and there's one part on there that I need, you know, I'll have to have them. So, cut a long story short, they were off that car. And this was apparently the guy who had helped the family consign the car to the auction. So, why he ended up with the parts, I've no idea. My son asked him yesterday, and he said something like along the lines, well, I was saving them from the scrap man. But anyway, so he had the parts up for sale, and he had them advertised for, I'll crunch the numbers, I'll tell you, £1,000. So I thought, well, if there's one part there that I need, it's got to be worth £1,000. So I rang him up, I said, look, mate, I says, will you do £800 on the parts? And he was adamant. He said, no, I won't. I've had somebody else offering us £1,200, which I thought, right. So they're £1,000. So I thought that was a bit spiteful, if I'm honest with you. You know, there's always a little bit of wiggle room. I do it all the time. People come here, they never pay what I have stuff advertised for, unless I put my cards on the table. And let's face it, he's got a load of scrap for nothing, and he wants top dollar for it. So I think that's spiteful, unless he was going to give the money to the family, but I very much doubt it. So I thought that was a bit spiteful, but you do what you do. If that's what he wants, you pay the man the money, and that's it. But I always like to leave a little bit there for the next man, and obviously some people aren't like me. What else is happening? Today, like I say, construction job. There's another couple of gangs out today, repairing the roads. Absolutely shot. Honestly, the roads are absolutely shot. Obviously, I travel up and down the roads from one end of England to the other, and I can tell you, we've got some massive problems with these roads. Vosa are out there keeping motorists safe by pulling heavy goods wagons and trailers and stuff and checking them off. There must be more accidents and more damage caused to vehicles through the potholes than whatever a transit van is. That's like 200 kilos overloaded, I would think, but I don't want to get into that. What else is happening? Yesterday, Mark serviced a couple of the vans we have for sale. Got a nice little Corsa Sport there. Anybody wants a nice little van, 30,000 miles on a 17 plate. Nice thing. It's got all the wheels, alloy wheels on it. They're all got scuffs on. I'll get them done. But a lovely little thing. Really nice van. Do inquiries on the vans, and inquiry yesterday on a Bedford CF we have for sale. And here's Mandy coming now, looks like it. I can see a torch flickering in the background. A Bedford CA. We have a Bedford CA, which I haven't put on the website yet. Real nice. One owner, he was actually a turkey farmer, I believe, from Norfolk, but it wasn't Bernard Matthews, and it wasn't Bernard Manning. So that's coming up for sale shortly. And I don't know where the guy got the, unless we've done a video, I can't remember the footage from, but he said he's seen it on my website and he's interested. He's from Scotland, and he seemed a nice enough chap, chatting away and telling us about there's no classics up in the north. It's, if you want to buy or sell anything, it's all down south. And I said, tell us about it. Why do you think I'm traipsing up and down bringing these classics back to Hardy Classics? Unbelievable, really. So that's about it. That's about the wind up for this morning. I'm going to fire the truck up, probably get out to Woodall Services, get myself a cup of coffee. Hopefully it'll be about 7 o'clock then if I don't hit any traffic, and I'll keep you updated later in the day. Bye bye now. Right, that's the Bedford dropped off. Didn't really want to photograph the guy's place, to be fair. He was out the way, he was, you know, on his own, so it's not really good showing somebody's place. Obviously I'm swap drivers to Mandy. Hello Mandy.
Hello.
Hello, she says. And we're off to our next pickup, which is 164 mile away. Hastings, is it? Something like that? Heathfield, so like sort of Brighton way. Get that picked up, see what time we get picked up, and see what we're going to do. When I get it picked up, I'll show you what it is. And for a change, I'm not in sunny Coxer. I'm at Suffolk today, and we spent the night in this lovely, looks like a manor house called Forstead Place. And what a nice little place it was. But the real reason why I'm down here is work. It's not just to lie about in a nice 5-star, whatever it is, 4-star company house. Just flick the camera around. It's because we've just gone down to buy this. Come on. And what we think it is, well, we know it's a Rambler, but what we think it could be is a 1903 car, which would make it Brighton eligible. It's a project that needs doing. It's by no means complete, but it's what we do. We try and find you interesting cars and special cars, commercials, and to be fair, there's not much more interesting than a little thing like that. So, 5.5 hours back to Durham, and we'll get it unloaded, and I'll have a cup of tea. I'm in my yard at home. I got back yesterday from a trip down to Suffolk, down that way, and there's the truck, and we picked up that. Right. For those that know us, know that I buy and sell eclectic vehicles. That's all I can describe them as. I love classic cars, I especially love classic commercials, veteran cars. I'm not a big fan of E-type Jags, you know, Morgans or anything like that really. It's more the quirky, and you don't get much quirky than what I've got on the back. I'll flick the camera on, I'll show you it, and I'll have a little bit. So we believe this to be, although it hasn't been dated yet, so it'll have to go at the Veteran Car Club, to be a 1903 single cylinder Rambler. In the front there, Rambler. So, another American veteran car. And it's such a shame that I've got these little veteran cars and they're American, because to be honest with you, I don't like American cars. But there you go. That's the way it is. Now this one was sold to us by a young chap who's just started out buying and selling veteran and vintage vehicles, but his family have got a massive track record of London to Brighton cars and all sorts of engineering. He's a young guy called Tom Parrott, and he's got a good website. He buys and sells vintage and veteran cars, mainly on a commission basis, which I think is a cracking idea. And obviously he's got the backup of his father's business, NP Veteran Engineering. So if you're going to buy a car and you want some assurance, not that you can give much assurance on these, I mean, one day they can be running, the next day you can be sitting at the side of the road and it can be in a million pieces. But yeah, check them out. Obviously don't forget about me as well. Anyway, let's have a quick look around it. So, single cylinder, look at the large flywheel, and somebody has fitted, I'm going to whip back round here. By the looks of things, somebody has fitted a little electric starter. So they've bolted a ring gear on there and fitted an electric starter. But the basics of the car, looking at it, are it's single cylinder, I think it's 6.5 horsepower, so it'll be pretty lively. 2-speed, driven to a chain, which is remarkably slack and probably remarkably worn. Do a 2-speed, alphabet soup, a speed gearbox. It's sort of basically 2-speed automatic gearbox is probably the easiest way to explain it. No sump. It's got 3 little oilers on the back, so that provides a lubrication. The thing on the back's the petrol tank. It looks like it's steered with a tiller, so it's tiller steering. I'd like to see the tiller moving. That box there is probably for a trembler coil ignition system. There's the lubrication, there's the oilers. Don't forget to switch them on, or you'll be in big trouble. But there it is. The Rambler, 1903. Hopefully. We've got a bit of information on it, so we'll try it. If we can't get it dated, well, it will have a date on it somewhere. If it's not dated as a Brighton car, well, I'm not too bothered, to be honest. It sure is a rare thing, but not as rare as the other car, which is still in here. That is going away to get dated. The Holman. There it is. The Holman. And if this van's open, which it probably won't be because my son locks everything, yeah, there's some more Holman parts in there. Bit of an unusual story with that. Yeah, bit of an unusual story with that. Those extra Holman parts. But there you go. That's life. Well, there you have it. She runs. It's not really a lot of persuasion. Sounds pretty healthy too. Getting the oilers on. We might have a bit of a catastrophe. Oilers on. Simple little thing, isn't it? That noise you can hear there. So there it is, the Rambler. It's parked up now. I did actually drive it up there, up our hill and through the gates and into the workshop, but I didn't have anybody to film it. And to be fair, for a car that's been off the road for, well, a long time, it drove okay, pulled up the hill all right. Next step, we'll obviously be trying to get the car dated, which will probably be the hardest step. So, if you like this video or any of my videos, please press the like and subscribe button. It really does help. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps us, well, encourages us to make more videos about interesting old classic veteran cars and Eastern European motorcycles. Bye bye now.